Whoever texting you, I said hi. And we're live.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so folks watching right now, Tim and I are going live, pre-recording our Friday show. But that means that you guys listening right now get to participate in the show because that's what Tim and I want to do. So we're making this a regular thing. It's Thursday night. We're
The Friday free for all.
Friday free for all. That's right. So that means because we're live, you guys listening online get to leave comments and join the show that way. Folks on the radio ain't gonna get this. This part ain't going out over the radio. Because I'm gonna in a few seconds we're gonna record this like we are doing it over the radio, and I'm gonna have to like make the introduction that way. So that's it. Yeah, Tim, we're building the audience here. That's a
bonus content for you, the internet viewer. The most important piece of our radio show.
Our radio show is the internet, right?
That's right. Shelly's here. I love you, Shelly. Thank you for being here.
Welcome to the show. All right, so I'm gonna say at a minute 30, we're gonna start treating this like it's
game face is on. Game face is on.
All right, welcome to A Free Solution. I'm Kevin Wilson, your host for today. Thank you so much for joining us here on this wonderful Friday. We're on WYSL, and also shout out down the line to our friends over at WACK out in Newark, and our friends listening online on the Free Solution Facebook page, Free Solution YouTube channel, the Kevin Wilson pages, the Tim O'Connor pages, wherever you're listening today. Thank you so much for being here. And leave your comments if you're listening online too. Appreciate y'all being here. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, Tim. Yeah, I think you named the episode something about the Cuomo Brothers, but we Cuomo Brothers, some stuff from Wednesday we're going to talk about again, and of course it's Fake News Friday, so we're going to talk about fake news too.
Oh, I love fake news, first of all. And yeah, the Cuomo Brothers, I am fully expecting them to come out with their own reality TV show. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't think I want that, but it might happen. That's the part that scares me.
They can't box that talent up, brother. They can't hide that. They got to put it out there for people to enjoy.
What I would suggest, maybe instead of a reality show starring them where they get the profit from all the shady stuff that they've done, how about instead we just do like a mockumentary of them, not even mockumentary. Like we're gonna have actors play the Cuomo Brothers and then make fun of them. That's my pitch for the show. So I'll write the check to me. We're documenting this here on the radio now. Someone else probably came up with it.
Trademark it.
Trademark. All right. Trademark. That's I don't know how to do that legally. Just trademark. I've declared a trademark.
I declare it. I watch The Office. I declare it. That's it. It's over. We just do it that way.
There we go. Speaking of mockumentaries, good tie-in there. Good tie-in.
See that? I'm a pro at this stuff. I'm like a radio professional now.
Yeah,
So check this out. I got a news article from the New York Post that I think we should talk about when it comes to the Cuomo brothers and in particular Chris Cuomo. CNN miraculously sees a rating spike for Chris Cuomo's show after. Guys, this is after his suspension. This is coming out of the New York Post, and you know that they basically they love the Cuomo. So I'm so surprised that they're coming out with this. But Bruce Golding, Dateline, December 2nd, 2021. The anemic ratings for Chris Cuomo's CNN show shot up after he disappeared on suspension. I don't know. Is anybody surprised by that? Probably not, right?
Somehow the show got more interesting.
Interesting without him.
Let's see what they're going to do next.
Normally, it averaged about 774,000 viewers. But the total number of viewers for Cuomo's prime time, 897,000 viewers on Tuesday. Another 120,000 people stopped by to check out the show.
Wow. Well, good for CNN. All right. So let's talk about the let's talk about what actually happened, right? Like why is Chris Cuomo in trouble? Why is CNN not really wanting him on his own show anymore? What happened?
Oh yeah, that's important. That's an
important. We're talking about like there's a reason he's in the news. It's not just because You know, like we love talking about the Cuomo brothers. Like he has made himself newsworthy. What'd he do?
Well, apparently, guys, and this is totally legit. Like when you're in these businesses and you have power to benefit your family, just like, well, for example, when Governor Cuomo found out about the vaccine, and obviously he's very pro vaccine, he believed it. He made arrangements for his family to drive to Pennsylvania to get the shots of vaccine. They were absolutely first in line. It was supposed to be a clandestine operation, but whatever.
And the
So
testing stuff he did too. And yeah.
yeah, so basically, what Chris did was, I believe, sent out CNN resources to investigate the people that were making claims about Governor Andrew Cuomo's sexual improprieties.
Yeah, right. You know, he like so the New York Attorney General had done an investigation of this. They're still investigating what former Governor Andrew Cuomo is doing. And you know, Chris Cuomo, who is again the CNN host, he said that he didn't get involved with this stuff. He said he wasn't advising his brother, any of that. But turns out that was not really true, or at least that's what the Attorney General is accusing here. And uh yeah, he'd use, you know, his own resources and CNN's resources, allegedly to like dig up dirt on like some of these folks who were making accusations against Governor Cuomo, and texting people like Melissa DeRosa about the accusers. Says, I have a lead on the wedding girl. The wedding girl's Anna Rutch, who had accused Governor Cuomo making a pass at her. And you know, like, what does lead mean? Like, are they trying to discredit this person? So him using his own influence, using his own resources, that violates, you know, journalistic norms. That violates like what CNN, you know, and I get say what you want about CNN, but like they do try to at least give the aura of being a legit news organization from time to time.
When do they do that, Kevin? Because I watch some of their shows and I'm just like, I
Oh,
news
all the time. They love virtue signaling that they are like doing good journalism,
they
like because they're going after the government when the government is, you know, staffed by people they don't like.
they
But
yeah, they're yes, constantly. They do run the narrative. They do campaign very effectively. They are I don't know, like news has become entertainment. The 24-hour news cycle has destroyed news anyway. So like they grasp onto tiny little microcosms of news and try to make news out of it. They'll take a sentence from a guy that, maybe he didn't string words together properly and blast that out as news. To me, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how people watch that stuff.
yeah, no,
Drives
it's
me
I
crazy.
mean, a lot of it's ridiculous, right? But in this case, again, they do have like some level of norms. They want to say like you, if you are reporting on like the news, you're reporting on major scandals. You're like, how are you? How are you getting involved in your brother's scandal here? And at least from the articles I read, there's nothing like illegal about what he did. It's just gross, and it erodes trust in an organization that can't afford any more of that.
Yeah, I think
In
it's just a
CNN.
cultural norm in Italian society to look out for your
Oh
family. I
goodness.
think that's all that it is,
Going
Kevin.
back to it, just we're gonna blame it on Italian stereotypes again. Oh,
Yeah,
Governor Cuomo. Oh no, I'm being affectionate, being Italian. You know, it's not
that's
nothing to do with me sexually harassing people. Just
just a cul
Italian. Oh my
just a
goodness.
cultural norm, Kevin. That's the way it is.
Uh No, that well, yeah, but I mean, I get it. Like it's tough. You want to help out your brother, right? Like,
Sure.
sure, but like when you're in that sort of position, you gotta not do that. That's he knew that. He had to know that. You know, you
I
if you're supposed to be holding people in power accountable and you're helping out those people in power, that's a problem. Yeah, and you know, to and Gene just said it too. Chris wanted to help his brother. That's normal.
It
Hey, you
is
know, it totally
normal.
is normal. You
We
do want to
actually
help your
agree.
brother.
I agree with
I
that.
get it. Like, you know, again, if my brother's in trouble, I want to help him out too. But like you gotta if you're gonna do something that's going to like endanger your job or do something illegal, and again, he didn't necessarily do anything illegal here, but you got to know that there's going to be consequences to that. You know, if I use the resources of my job to help get my brother out of a situation, like I might expect some consequence from that.
Yeah. Here's a comment from Shelley I want to point out. I'm offended for the Italians who had to hear that garbage. I absolutely agree with her. I'm half Irish, half Italian. So when people make cultural slurs against my ethnicity, I get automatically offended. And so when Cuomo said stuff like this is just cultural for me and whatever he said, I was just like, come on, man. Like, you got to be a better human being than that. The pictures, I saw the picture of the wedding girl, right?
Yeah.
That was inappropriate. There's no
Oh,
way to spin that it wasn't
I don't know.
inappropriate. And knock it off.
I don't like. I don't care like how cultural it is too. Like it's about consent, right? Like if sure, like if you do that and people are fine with that and that's what you do, great. But if someone's like, hey, I'm not cool, I'm not really comfortable with you doing that, like, and you need to stop, and you do it anyway, that's when you're in the wrong then.
Absolutely, brother. Yeah, I had a meme on my page that I see if we can work down through what makes sex not rape? Consent. What makes a job not slavery? Consent. What makes an exchange not robbery? Consent. What makes taxation not theft? Imagination.
Imagination. Yeah.
Imagination.
All
SpongeBob.
right. Well,
Cue the next
on
meme.
that note, we are running out of time for segment one here. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on A Free Solution. Appreciate y'all being here. We're going to be back in just a few minutes. All right.
Us the whole time.
Yeah. We're just gonna stay here. It's gonna be kind of weird for you. I'm like y'all gonna have to get used to this part of it.
You guys, this is bonus content for you, the internet viewer, where we beg you for likes, comments, shares, more questions.
Yeah,
I think that's
you
our
got stuff
Irish.
like
We
this.
got that Irish kind of face to it.
I'm weirdly, despite my name being Kevin, I'm not at all Irish. Uh,
What?
no,
Kevin
yeah.
Wilson is
My
Irish.
wife is Irish. My son is Irish as heck.
What are you,
But
English? Are you English?
some of my relatives said that I like we're part English, but like their last name was Siegfried, so I don't know if I believe them.
I don't believe any of it. Honestly, I did a DNA test that was like, I don't know what I am. I'm like nowhere's near 50-50 Irish and Italian. I just made it up for ease of I like
Oh man, that's fake
75%
news.
Irish and some North African and like some Egyptian and I don't know, man. It's like whatever.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. Like eventually, like I know like from my relatives, like Siegfried, I can guess that's probably German. Hollenbeck
Yeah.
also probably German. Wilson, I don't know. I
Yeah.
know like there's like like Oneida, like Native American in like parts of my family because there's pictures of them, but like way back like great grandmothers, and then Polish. That's all I know for sure. Everything else, who knows? Who cares? I'm American. That's it.
Yeah. I'm American. That's right.
All
Should we
right.
go back to the show? Or
Yeah, no, I suppose we should go back to the show
uh,
eventually. All right. So how about we'll do I could have just done 13 minutes, but a nice even time. We'll do 13:30.
all right. So that's 25 seconds, guys. Bear with us.
Yeah. Just a little bit of dead air. Makes it easier to edit.
Yeah, and of course, thank you, Robert Force, for being here and recommending me for president. I appreciate it, brother.
Welcome back to A Free Solution. I'm Kevin Wilson, your host for today. Thanks again for joining us. Joined by Tim O'Connor, co-host for the day, because of course it is Fake News Friday, and we were talking about the Cuomo brothers. They're in trouble again. Never ended up getting to that on Wednesday. Tim, I don't know that we decided what we're going to talk about today. Do you have more to say about the Cuomo brothers? Or are we moving on to a couple of the other things?
I want the whole world to move on. I'm done with the Cuomos. Let's put them in our taillights, their rear view mirror. Let's put them behind us. Let's start right now. Everybody, put the Cuomos right behind you. Their history. They're yesterday's news.
Yeah.
They've been nothing but trouble anyway.
Yeah, no, like just put pause on it for a few years until we finish our mockumentary, and then we could talk about the Cuomo brothers again.
Don't worry, they'll do something then to make themselves famous, and it will be like free advertising.
Perfect. All right, so I know you had a couple other things that you wanted to talk about today too. Which one do you want to get to?
Well, first of all, I do want to talk about roundabouts, Kevin, and I know I'm throwing a curveball at you right now. Okay.
All right. No, I saw your post this morning about roundabouts, and I all right. Say what your post was. We'll talk about roundabouts.
All right. Let's roundabouts are a libertarian way of of helping traffic keep moving. First of all, guys, I don't know. I drive to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. I got caught in a red light. I'm like, literally, this is ridiculous. There should be, first of all, there should be a law. Like, if there's no cars coming, you just drive through a red light. And I'm not saying that I do that, but I'm just saying it's possible. But
I think Gary Johnson, who's like, you know how you know a true libertarian. You stop at a red light and there's no one else around. Do you still obey that light?
wait a minute, that doesn't sound libertarian. Uh, so basically, what I do like about roundabouts is without some cooperation, common sense, and interaction with your fellow man, you can't survive them. In a busy roundabout, it could be a death sentence. But what we all kind of do is just flow through them. And there's like always multiple choices. Like I've told you, I'm a big fan of multiple choice tests, but roundabouts always offer multiple choices. It's not either or, it's not right or left, right? You could go and do a full U-turn. For example, you could basically continue on the same road that you're on. You could veer off to the left or veer off to the right. If you could veer off, you could change your mind halfway through and go all the way around and do the circle and a half, and then decide to go straight back on the road. There's the options.
You like options. I mean, like
Yeah, the
I'll just
options
throw it
are
out there.
infinite.
I'm generally pro roundabout, but like
Yeah,
you can do similar things at a at a stoplight too. You can make a left most of the time,
I don't
make a
know.
right on red even, and then you gotta you're supposed to wait for the green light to go through. But I
I don't
said
know.
Gary Johnson's point was that if you rode through the red light when no one was around and it wasn't changing, that's how you're libertarian, because you don't obey arbitrary and nonsensical government commands.
Oh, I misunderstood
Yeah.
what you said, because literally I see that light turn red. I'm starting to look for headlights off in the distance. I mean, this is how I would operate at 5 o'clock in the morning if I was willing to drive through a red light. When
Yeah,
there's
yeah. Hypothetically, you're not saying you have
hypothetically
driven through any
speaking,
red light, but hypothetically, if you were to be in that situation, maybe you'd consider looking around, making sure it's safe,
yeah,
and
I,
going through.
I've been bashing on the DEC all week, and I'm like afraid of retribution, so I don't want to admit anything on the air about any potential wrongdoing. All right, so I'm just saying that's how I would do it if I was to do it.
Yeah, and this is an interesting one too. And actually, we go on a tangent on this one if we want to. Brian says I'd go through if I knew there wasn't a red light camera. Yeah, we pulled down all the red light cameras in Rochester recently.
Nice.
Although, so I can make I have heard a very good case for keeping red light cameras from like a libertarian perspective, right?
Ah,
And that's just because I don't particularly like them. Like I got a red light ticket like a couple years after I first moved to Rochester, and I was like, man, that's dumb. You're like, first of all, you're like basically spying on me the whole time. Second of all, when I got the red light ticket, I came to a complete stop at a red light and then made a right turn on red, when it was safe. And then I got a ticket somehow. And I tried to challenge it, and they're like, nope, nope,
nope.
we got you on camera. I'm like, yeah, but I'm on camera stopping here. And, I was, 23, so I didn't have that many resources to go and fight a red light camera and,
Yeah.
be at work and stuff. So it's like, all right, I guess it's probably cheaper to just pay the ticket. And that's how most people do it. But anyway, here's the sort of libertarian case for that is that red light cameras and speed cameras too result in fewer interactions with police officers, and because of that you are less likely then to have dangerous instances where police abuse their power. That's the case for that. And so if you automate it, you make it objective, like this isn't a person arbitrarily pulling someone over because they think they saw something, they're relying on that person to tell the truth. It is a machine that is acting automatically, and therefore that is more objective and better at enforcing safety. Now I can pull that apart too, but what do you think of that argument?
Well, okay. I don't I don't know, man. I guess that part makes sense, like less interactions. I'm not that afraid of the police. They're generally decent human beings.
Yeah.
Um, I'll be honest, right? When they pull me over and they go, "Hey, do you know why I pulled you over?" I'm like, "I have no idea," right? And they
Yeah,
don't
they're
like
trying to
that
get you
answer.
to admit to something, right?
They get really mad when you offer that up as an answer. Like, "No, I don't have any idea. Where you coming from? Where you going to? Blah 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 blah." I, and I just sit there and I get like I'm grinding my teeth. Like, am I being detained? Like, I have rights
Yeah,
here.
no.
Like I want to get right into that whole libertarian. Like, I know you're gonna like tax me, brother. Just tax me. Give me your ticket and move on. That's how I feel about it. So in a way, that argument makes sense. But
Yeah.
Are you like?
So I've never had that happen to me where someone like comes up to me and is like, do you know why I'm pulling you over? Because because I would do that as like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think I did anything wrong. Like, I'd be tempted to answer that. The last few times I got pulled over is definitely because I had a very clearly out of date inspection sticker, and and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm pulling you over because your inspection sticker's like a year expired. I'm like,
Is that
yeah. And then the second and third time I got pulled over and they did the same thing. I'm pulling you over because your inspection. I already got a ticket, guys. I'm gonna fix it.
so? Hang on. I just want to. This we should do a poll. Like, how many
Oh,
libertarians
goodness.
out there have gotten uninspected vehicle tickets as a periodic thing throughout their entire life? Because I've had probably, I don't know, 6 of them. I work on my own car. But that arbitrary take it to a mechanic and get it inspected when it's running pretty good feels like a violation of my rights. I know it's probably driving's a privilege, whatever. I don't buy that
Mhm.
anyway. Um, Driving's a right. Everything we do is a right. Every interaction we have is a somewhat on some level should be considered somewhat of a right. So basically, I don't know. I've had 4 or 5 uninspected vehicle tickets. How about you?
Uh, I've only gotten a couple. Like,
Only
and
2? You're younger than me, bro. You got
yeah, I
years.
know. I
You'll
said
catch up.
yeah. I'm only 31, so like there's still
Yeah,
time to collect a
you
few
got like
more.
24 years to catch me, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and yeah, so I don't know. Like I'm not crazy about the inspection thing. Usually, just it's again, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I don't want to get pulled over that much because eventually that's going to become more expensive, right? So I don't know. So Brian's also making a reference to something. I cannot say what that stands for. Pot Brothers at Law, STFU. Yeah, they're
Oh,
right.
yeah, yeah,
When
yeah,
you,
yeah.
yeah, when go look up the video. They're just like, hey, when you talk to police, just shut up. Just don't say anything. Don't incriminate
Don't say
yourself. Because
anything.
again, I know Shelly said I don't have any fear of the police over any other individual. And appreciate the comment, Shelly. And again, most of them aren't bad guys, but a few of them they might be. You don't know who you're talking to, and that's the hard part, when you don't know, like, if they're in the mood to ruin your day or whatever it is.
They could
Just
be
don't say anything to
grumpy.
incriminate yourself.
Yeah,
That's
that's right. So,
not lawyers
basically
here, but just maybe don't don't.
keep your mouth shut when you're talking to a police officer. We did do a little riff off that on Twitter, on my Twitter page. We got like 40, 50 people that all kind of from all over the country because everybody has slightly different accents, right? Using the STFU script to communicate to each other as to how to communicate to police officers with, do you know why I pulled you over? Those sorts of things. You just stay quiet, man.
Yeah.
But you stay quiet for too long, they start accusing you of drinking. That was awkward. I got a little grumpy about that one.
Oh no.
But I had
Can't
to
do that either.
yeah, no, you definitely don't wanna do that, guys. That's a bad deal.
Yeah, right. All right, so let's see. We got a couple. All right, so we'll wrap it up with roundabouts again. But my argument against red light cameras, though, because I know it sounded like I'm in favor of them. I'm actually not. I've just wanted to
Yeah.
repeat that argument. For roundabouts, the best thing you could do, again, you don't have this awkward intervention where you have people like needing to stop, where there's opportunities for ticketing and just do the roundabouts. I agree with you,
Yeah.
Tim. I like
I love
roundabouts.
it.
Let's put more
Yeah.
things in roundabouts. It's
I
fine. I
felt
don't have to keep. I can just keep going. Just
I
watch
felt
out for pedestrians because I've almost been hit a bunch of times.
yeah, I drove through a couple roundabouts. I felt very libertarian. It felt really cool this morning. It was very smooth. It was a very busy traffic time, and people were just flowing right through the roundabout. And I'm like, this is beautiful,
Fine.
man. This
So
is beautiful.
anti roads, but pro roundabouts, right?
If we gotta have roads, we gotta have more
But yeah,
roundabouts, I
again,
guess, is what I'm saying.
without government, who will build the roundabouts? That's
I think they'll naturally occur. I
they'll
think that
naturally
basically
occur.
that's yeah, I think they'll naturally occur.
We're just kind of
Right?
like put a tree out like on the dirt
Yep.
path that everyone has kind of
I
like trod
yeah,
because
no,
of
I
like
think, like, all right, as a libertarian, I still accept that roads exist. I don't like them. I think we're married to infrastructure on the wrong level, okay? And
oh
we
my
fight over
gosh.
stupid things when we should be like imagining a better future, okay? Like
Yeah.
that's my point about hating roads.
Your point about hating roads. No, it's, I no, I unironically hate roads. We spend too much money on roads. Like that's my new hill to die on. Stop
All right,
spending money on roads.
we can
That's
collaborate.
except for roundabouts. It's fine. We need one every once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. The roundabouts are sort it just I don't know. It was maybe it was just this moment of zen, and I flowed through the roundabout, and everybody was just I don't know. There were hundreds of cars going through it at about the same time. It was just a beautiful experience, man.
Yeah,
It was
right. All right.
wonderful.
Well, all right. So we're heading up on our halfway point in the show. Thanks again for joining us here on A Free Solution. We're going to be back in just a little bit. Talk to you soon. All right. It'll be 30 seconds of music here on the radio show,
All
and then
right.
we'll be out. You'll hear some ads that you guys aren't going to hear here. But incidentally, if you do want to advertise on our show, reach out, message us on our Facebook page. We are looking
Please
for
do.
advertisers. So that's and for those of you still listening online, thanks for the comments. Brian, the the shut the fuck up, Pop Brothers
That was
thing.
great.
Yeah, no, they're right. And then put a tree in every intersection. That's
See, that would be a naturally occurring roundabout, wouldn't it?
I suppose so, except for I think of like they got like the bear fountain in where is it? Not Geneva. It's down in Livingston County, Geneseo. They got the bear fountain down there that everyone kept hitting. Stuff like that. Like it's built around like people drive around. People keep hitting that thing.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. People ain't paying attention, so they just drive right through. And it's wild. Like there's like a roundabout in like kind of downtown Rochester too. And I see people like just to drive over and through it. Then I'm like, what? I know you can kind of get up there, but like,
Right.
come on, gotta know how this works. These aren't new. There's plenty of roundabouts in Rochester.
Right.
More trees, more green space.
They're talking about putting them in all over the place around here, and with their urban renewal money and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, no, Rochester's getting like 20 million. So I might do
Nice.
that on Monday show. I might do some Rochester news because we got 20 million in new spending money, a temporary mayor who now has COVID.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I hope they're vaccinated.
They are no vaccinated, boosted. That's
good. Whew, man.
Yeah,
Dodged
right?
the bullet there, buddy. All right. So are we back live? We're not doing the radio show right now.
No. This is not the radio show.
This is bonus content for our favorite people in the world.
That's right. And let's see. All right, so we have one more section of like newsy stuff, and then we'll do fake news.
Okay.
And I got a couple of those for you.
All right. What do you Salvation Army stuff? You want to lead that?
Yeah. Well, was there something specific you wanted to talk about related to that?
No, because I was gonna read up on it and I didn't. So I'll be perfectly honest with you. I know, man. I had a legislative affairs committee meeting. Guys, we need help. We need help. We want more people to participate in the legislative affairs committee. You don't have to be a registered libertarian. What we want to do is increase our reach and talk about a sane approach to lowering the amount of laws that we pass in the state. Less laws, more effective laws. Just reach out to Rich Bertel, reach out to myself. We'll get you set up. It's a blast, man. It's such a good time. Is it though?
Is it though?
Is it though?
Oh. All right. So what time do we want to go back in? Well, 2029 we'll go back in.
All right, brother.
And so that'll bring us to 29 to 39. All right. I know it's long silence. Dead air. We'll be back. Welcome back to A Free Solution. I'm Kevin Wilson, your host for today. Thanks again for joining us. Joined by, of course, Tim O'Connor, co-host. Yeah. And shout out down the line to our friends listening over at WACK out in Newark. Appreciate y'all listening here. And, of course, all of our friends listening online on the Free Solution Facebook page, Free Solution YouTube channel, the Tim O'Connor pages, the Kevin Wilson pages, wherever you're listening today. Thank you for being here. And all right, what were we going to talk about next? We're going to talk about the Salvation Army stuff, right? We want to talk a little bit more about that,
I think
maybe. And it's
you
so
I want you to lead the way on that. That one I heard some stuff about it. I misinterpreted what I heard, and then so wait, what happened? What did the Salvation Army do, and why are people so upset at them right now?
I mean, people are upset because they love being upset, right? So Salvation Army, yeah. I mean, getting mad is like a great business plan. Um, if you're in politics. So they made like a racial justice type of training, right? And so they and you guys can I covered it a little bit more deeply on the Wednesday show, but of course, anyone listening out there to the podcast, just search for a free solution. Any podcasting app, you can always find these back episodes, or just search our Facebook pages too. You could see the back episodes there as well. But anywho, the Salvation Army thing is so they had said stuff like, well, they recommended people read White Fragility. They want to acknowledge historical like racism, and the way it was written kind of implied that some of the foundations of the church and like the organizations associated with Salvation Army were, maybe had either participated in racist actions or were founded in that. And they had some stuff like like being colorblind is not appropriate, so you have to acknowledge like racial differences and stuff like
Oh
that.
my
And
goodness.
again, I don't think it was like as bad as some of like the people who want to like be angry about it like want to be.
Yeah.
I also like I don't totally agree with this, because I think when it comes to a lot of this stuff, I said that there's an unhelpful way of doing this, of a centralizing race, of like trying to boil people's entire identity in the race, like white, black, Hispanic, and whatever it is. Like they say everything about it has to be all encompassing. That is what defines you. But there's a good chance that, like, for instance, I probably have more in common with one of my black neighbors in my neighborhood than I do with someone living over in Poland who may look closer to me and like even have like a similar house and a similar job, but I probably have more in common with the guy down the street than I do with that person over there.
Yeah, no, I think that's anti-racism, right? That's associated with our neighborhoods they used to be more integrated, Kevin, and that some of the well-intentioned actions of the federal government have almost
Some of them are
segregated
not
us
so
more.
attention, but yes,
True,
also that.
true, right? So, but but even some of the well-intentioned programs that they've offered up have kind of resegregated us, and so yeah, there's a path forward. Yeah, people get upset over the Salvation Army stuff. I get it. It's like, but everybody just take a breath, man. We'll be
Yeah,
okay. We'll be all
no,
right. We
that's right.
need to
And
get
again,
back to
it's
being okay, like with each other, and that's the biggest thing.
yeah. Like so with this type of stuff, like again, because I've seen it, I know what happens. I don't again always particularly like how organization can like dwell on this stuff and like kind of get stuck and like start to ignore their mission because they're so concerned about like this particular if I want to be nice about like virtue signaling, but they
Sure.
want to they if I'm being nice about it, they want to like show that they're on the right side of history, that they want to show that they're being inclusive. They want to like have every member of their community like want to participate in their mission, right? And they think that this is the way of showing that this is the best way to like heal those wounds. Okay, sure. Like I will recognize the good intention, but don't necessarily agree with the methodology that they use or some of the grifters like that get involved in this industry too.
Yeah, we can't
Um,
talk about grifters enough, man. And they're everywhere. Right? They're all over our political class. They're all over our so Hollywood class. The grifters are everywhere, man. They're absolutely everywhere. So I was wondering now. I felt like saving this for fake news, but maybe we should break this one down a little bit.
all right.
When we get to this Alec Baldwin Joker, okay, he literally now has come out and gone like, I didn't shoot anybody. I didn't have my finger on the trigger. I didn't point a gun at anybody. I don't even think I had a gun in my hand or something along that lines. Like I was flabbergasted by this. What do you is he going to get away with this?
No, I mean I do hope there is some accountability, right? Like it's honestly like I was like somewhat empathetic at first, right? I wanted to be like, okay, like I'm sure actors all the time get handed things that like are weapons, but they're like or look like weapons, but they're told like, okay, this isn't, you know, live, right? But uh they have to act as if that it is live and that they are firing something. And then to have something like that happens terrible, right? But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, who is responsible for doing that? Well, there's the prop master, right? And then it's ultimately like the management of the site. And who was supposed to be managing that? Well, who's the producer at that set? Well, it's Alec Baldwin. It's him. Like he's both the guy who, you know, I mean, it kind of seems like fake news to say like he didn't pull the trigger because it kind of seems like he did pull the trigger, but I don't know.
People said they
Maybe
saw
a
him
news
pull
story
the
will come out.
trigger, right? Like
Yeah,
people
people
said
stop sitting in.
he pointed the gun, pulled the trigger. That was some sort of punctuation mark to a joke, or they were asking him to do something, and he wasn't really. He was like, I do believe that he was clowning around. I don't believe there was any malice in it, but like he literally. But now he's literally trying
But
to
again, and that's
say
why, like gun owners, right? Like wouldn't do something like that, right? Because we're like, if this
correct.
is something that could potentially fire a bullet, like if it is, unless it's like a total dummy gun that like cannot ever fire anything, that was a gun that was capable of firing something. You'd always point it in a safe direction. And again, or at least you need to know 100%. Like and I've watched some like videos on this. Like when you have the dummy bullets, they make a noise so like you can tell like you're supposed to like kind of take the or either the assistant director or like the actor themselves supposed to take it and shake it. It kind of has like BBs in it, so it's supposed to make a noise. Or when it's blanks, they do a different thing to test that too. But they're supposed to show it to them empty, hand them the thing that it's supposed to be, and then yeah, they're just the protocols in this were terrible. Someone needs to be held accountable. I have no idea if it's a jail thing, but like certainly like a payout to the family like is
For,
definitely in order.
yeah,
But
no, that has to happen. I think it's just very strange that people are saying they saw him shoot the gun, and he's literally he does strike me as a big, huge narcissist. Okay, like that there is something disconnected in his brain from his communications. Like I actually think he's a pretty good actor. Like I watched 30 Rock with some enjoyment. Like I had a good time watching that show, and he was hilarious in it. He really was.
yeah,
But to say that. He was saying there I'm the producer of that show. There was no live ammo on that set. There was none of these are the things that are coming out in the news that I'm hearing on the radio when I'm driving to work at 5 in the
oh
morning.
sure, yeah, and like I guess the idea was like that someone took the prop gun and then they're just like they went out and they're shooting a bit, right? And
Yep.
then like they're not supposed to do that. And but again, who checks that? Who's responsible for that? But prop master, producer, and at the end of the day, the actor, the person holding the gun too. Everyone is responsible for that. Shelley, interesting comment there. The prosecution in the Rittenhouse trial aimed the gun at jury. Apparently, they didn't. He didn't aim it actually at the jury, from what I understood. But
Yeah.
he may have flagged some people in the audience.
I've got to be honest, what he did is a crime, okay? Like
Yeah,
technically it is illegal. I feel very strongly that that guy should face some prosecution and some censorship or some sort of punishment from the American Bar Association. That kind of behavior is completely inappropriate. Waving a gun, whether it's above people's heads, when your finger is on the trigger, he did it to incite fear in the jury, hoping to manipulate them. And guys, the Legislative Affairs Committee is going to be talking about crappy prosecutors, and we're going to be trying to get more news out there about bad people like that. But pointing that gun at people to incite a level of fear to manipulate their vote, uh, that's not evidence, guys. I want to
prosecutors
be
have
honest with you.
all sorts of tricks on this sort of stuff.
Prosecutorial misconduct. That, at the very least, that piece of that trial, and there's more. He did other stuff that was misconduct. Okay,
Yeah.
but that it's a crime brandishing a weapon. It's a crime threatening people.
It
So
is. All right. So we have time for this segment, though. Thanks again for joining us here on A Free Solution. Appreciate y'all being here. We'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're out on the radio
oof,
side. It's not live
yeah,
this time, though.
you
But
push
all
that
right.
finger
So,
right to the limit there, man.
yeah, no, it's good. It's good. And then we got fake news. So
All right.
we'll make, well, Sorry, we don't have the music for my guys. Like I use a streaming service OBS. Normally, like I would, well, normally I've only done this like a couple times now, but try to put the music in for the online show. But like my computer wasn't having it today. It's just not working. So y'all don't get music this time. Appreciate everyone's comments though. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's see, Tim. So how about at 41 we start segment number 4. Your last segment, Fake News Friday. So 41, that'll bring us to 53.
Did we put that comment up?
Yeah. I put it up on show. So
thank you, Brian. We appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah, no, thanks for doing so. Yeah, I knew. Cause I thought it was something like that people like were just like, oh well, I wanted to go shoot and like just whatever, like shoot at cans or something, like while they're waiting between takes or something. But I wasn't sure if it was like for the set. It's so interesting. There's like great discussions on this too about whether or not live ammo should be used at all, and a lot of people in the industry are like, yeah, it should, because there's no good way to replicate it.
Yeah, I swear to God, he said there was no live ammo there on that set. Like,
yeah, I didn't watch that. I was I'll have to check that out later.
Well, they get all the clips, and they take a sentence of he said, who knows? Like,
yeah,
it was a 30-second news blurb, so
yeah.
I don't trust any of those guys. I don't trust Alec Baldwin, but I don't trust any of those other guys either.
All right, so all right, it's Fake News Friday. Welcome back to A Free Solution. I'm Kevin Wilson, your host today, joined by Ghost Day Tim O'Connor. Appreciate y'all being here. We got some fake news for you. So I'm gonna go first because it's interesting. So Tim, you might know that the mayor of Rochester, Lovely Warren, she did not resign. She had a plea deal in her campaign finance violation trial, and part of that plea deal was not immediate resignation; it was resigning this week, actually. And so for like a handful of days, she had already lost her primary election, now lost the general election. So for a handful of days, she's kind of getting an early Christmas break, resigning. But this is the fake news headline: did she, using the city website, release a book praising her legacy called A Lovely Legacy? Is that real news or is that fake news?
I am. First of all, I got to be honest, right? Like, these guys abuse their privileges all the time. I know she did it. So yes, that's real news. She did it, didn't she?
She did it. Yeah. No, she told it. She released a book called called A Lovely Legacy. You can find it on the city website, I guess.
God.
And yeah, like the absolute hubris of someone who is getting kicked out of office to release a book. Like, and I know it seems like it. Yeah,
I feel like we did a whole show on her one day, didn't we?
Yeah. No, yeah, we've done it. We've done a bunch of stuff. But no, she did release like a YouTube thing though to say that it just touting all of her accomplishments and everything. It's, I don't know, it's weird. I don't think it's the appropriate place for it.
Well, these guys are, I don't know. First of all, we do treat a lot of them like celebrities. I mean, we saw some more improprieties with Cuomo using his aides and assistants to write his own book, because that message, that legacy is incredibly important. The work that they did, Kevin, in their minds it has lasting quality. It should endure.
Yeah.
So they should have a book. That's all.
Yeah, no.
It's a little bit sad, I think, our world, when I see stories like that, and it happens far too often for my liking.
Yeah.
Hey, have you heard about this Dwayne Johnson guy?
Dwayne, like The Rock?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you heard about him? Like, do you
Yeah,
know who he
yeah,
is?
I know who
How
he
about
is. Yeah.
TikTok? Have you heard about TikTok?
I have in fact heard of TikTok.
All right. Have you seen his new like face off challenge on that?
No, what is it?
Oh my god, man. You gotta check this out. All right. I guess I'm gonna try to like remember it. This is my contribution to fake news, okay? We stay hungry. Wait, we put in the work, we put in the hours, we stay hungry, we devour. Something, something, something. We take showers. What's my effing name? The Rock. How do you like that? It's close. Do you think it's close?
I I believe you. I mean, that kind of sounds like something that um that sounds like a TikTok trend. I believe it.
It's actually pretty cool. I am horrible at butchering the words to it, but my kids are like, "Dad, it's first of all, Dad, it's not cool, okay? It's
Yeah.
definitely not cool." But I'm like, "I don't know, man. A lot of people are doing it, so I'm gonna set up a TikTok and I'm gonna go ahead and take this face off challenge." And I don't know, maybe we should all kind of try to do that because it. I don't know. It looks hilarious. They got
Yeah.
a
Well,
dog digging a water trench, doing it to the rhythm of the music. I don't know.
yeah. No, I've seen some of that. So like, I've seen that one. Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about now. So wait, Tim, should we start a TikTok? Should we start
I
a free
that's
solution
what
TikTok? No,
does it,
I think we
yeah.
have to. That's
I
that's
think we
that's
have
where
to.
that's where the kids are nowadays,
Think
and
that's where the cool kids are anyway, and like crazy weird old adults too,
it's crazy
apparently.
weird. Yeah. No, it's true. It is not just like young kids. I mean, like I said, I've been watching TikTok a bunch. I don't know. I like it. It's cool stuff.
My
Like
wife
I
still
follow
does
I
TikTok.
follow like a guy who does like homesteading and like marketing TikTok, and there's not enough libertarians on TikTok yet, so you know they got to
Well, that Angelo
they got to
Veltri's on there, Angelo for Liberty.
Angela. I'll have to look up that. I know like Hannah Cox is on there. I haven't who writes over at Fee. There's got to be more libertarians on TikTok.
We could corner the market on libertarianism in TikTok, just like we have on Facebook and YouTube.
Cornered the market. Yes,
Yep,
that's
corner the market.
exactly how I would describe what we've done here. Yes, accurate.
Accurate.
Uh, anywho, my other fake news item. I'm
Yeah.
just pulling it up. Okay, so this one, I'll read you the headline. You tell me if it's real news or fake news. It says, "Woman caught breastfeeding her hairless cat on a Delta flight."
See, like I know that there are people with mental disorders out there, and I know that our news has gotten so specialized that will find them and we will try to make news out of situations like this.
Yeah.
So this has got to be a true story. It's just sad because she's mentally ill and we don't know any better.
It seems like it. So I don't exactly. So here's the hard part. Like, I actually don't know if this is real or fake because I saw this going around, and like it started with like some stuff going on Twitter where there was like supposedly a person who was doing that, and it wasn't clear if she was doing it because she's ill or if she wanted to have her cat with her on her flight and wanted to have it out, and then was like just being weird about it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be real, could be not.
It's unconfirmed is what you're saying. Like
It
you
is
saw a report
unconfirmed.
of it, but you haven't verified its veracity.
Yeah, exactly.
Dr.
Uh,
Oz is running for Pennsylvania State Senate. Have you heard that?
I have no idea if that's true or not.
Hey, this is audience
Is
participation day,
it?
and that is from the audience. Brian Sutton, Dr. Oz is running for Pennsylvania Senate. I think
Goodness,
that's
see,
probably
I'm gonna
real
have
news.
to.
Hey, guess
Oh
who
my
is?
goodness, he is running for something. I just googled it. Dr. Oz.
True.
Yeah.
Brian Sutton confirmed it. That's good enough for me, man. That's better than Brian Stelzer, Stelzer, whatever that CNN clown.
Dr. Oz being pulled from TV markets as he runs for Senate. Okay, all right.
That's
Is he
it.
running for state senate or like federal office?
That we don't know. Well, I have a link to the article, but if I hit the article while I'm in StreamYard, I
Is
think
it
we
is
enter into a time warp and things go crazy.
it does get weird sometimes
Yeah.
when we do that because sometimes um it'll play audio when you do it.
Yeah, we don't want
Uh
that.
no. Yeah, oh
I'm going with Brian as an official
Friday.
reporter of this. He says it's the state, I believe. So he's running for
States.
state senate. Actually, that should be an easy win for him. That doesn't. I think that he probably will win.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well,
I
we
mean, he's well known, right? So
yeah.
like people know who he is. He's running as a Republican. Looks like I
Look,
I
guess who is on TikTok? Kevin Wilson,
oh,
the
who's
guy
on
that.
TikTok?
Yeah, well, the guy that we share this platform with is actually got a TikTok account set up. Not just Angelo Veltri that I mentioned, Angelo for Liberty. Larry Sharp is
Larry is on
on.
TikTok now.
Yep. Maybe he's going to do that face-off challenge with The Rock. That would be
You
kind of
should.
fun.
Well, that's what you do, right? You do some of the trends, dude.
Yeah,
I got ideas. I'm totally serious about starting a TikTok.
that is
We're
awesome.
gonna do it.
Let's do it.
We're gonna start a free solution TikTok. I
I'll
got
yeah, I'll try to learn the lyrics to that and we can enter in the face-off challenge.
guys. Tim is gonna be doing so many TikTok dances.
What?
Like, there's so many. No, like we're committed now, Tim. Tim, it's happening. We're doing it.
I don't know about the dancing thing. I'll be honest with you guys. Like dancing's not particularly my thing. I'm a much better talker and a alcohol consumer than I am a dancer.
I
Like
mean, you could
other
do that too. There's options to, you follow the memes, like the audio memes, and then you follow like some of the other trends like that people are doing. Like they had one, that's like they had a Charlie the Unicorn. If anyone remembers that, that's from a while ago. They had Charlie the Unicorn one. They had a video game themed one where like you couldn't like walk through like different doors and whatnot. They had so like there's all sorts of like weird trends that go on, usually like associated with music or an out of context audio clip. There's one about like Chicago style pizza that's popular. Listen, I'm diving into the weeds of TikTok. I'm
right.
revealing how I spend my free time is lately been far too much TikTok. Is like, and
We stay hungry. Let's practice. We stay hungry, we devour. That's the important line from the
you don't even have to sing in her mouth or anything. You just got to be doing something like cool when you're doing it,
like
or like it has to be like funny enough. Like the dog one's great. Like I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah.
All right. So I think we've successfully ran down the clock on our show for today.
Guys, we
We're
appreciate the help with the show today. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for listening in. Thank you for being here. And again for the folks who are listening online too, who participated in the comments, thank you. We're gonna try to do more of this. All right, so that's it. Folks listening over on WISL and WACK, again, thank you for being here too in the podcast network. We will be back next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Take care.
Thanks, everybody. All right.
Boom. We're out. Again.
All right, brother.
Online. We're gonna keep doing this on Thursday nights, folks listening online. We're gonna call off the live broadcast because, well, it's late. It's late. We want to be done. We got other stuff to do. But
Yeah.
thanks for joining us.
Like
Thanks for being
working.
here. We're gonna do about this time every Thursday night for the foreseeable future, as long as we're gonna have a Friday show.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, folks. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.